week, 3 wins. Chelsea is feeling themselves, people. Chelsea win 3-1 at the King Power Stadium against Leicester City. And we're finally seeing consistency, a good run of form, and it's all centered around the back three that we were clamoring for when it was just back four, back four, back four, back four. This team needs its wing backs to be successful. And I'm going to say this in videos before. I'm going to say it in probably more videos to come if they keep using it or don't use it. But to utilize Ben Chilwell and Ruben Loftus-Cheek and provide some serious width with this team opens so many little intricate plays in those little half spaces. And you see production, you see goals. Chelsea probably could have scored like 5 or 6 today. So to get 3 is awesome. Let me give you just a quick recap of what happened. The starters, Kepa was in goal yet again. Ben Chilwell at left wing back, an unchanged back 3 from the win at Dortmund. It was all relatively unchanged, a couple subs, but it was Cucurella at left center back, Koulibaly in the middle, again doing a great job and really kind of flourishing in that leadership role in the center. Wesley Fofana with another performance at his first one back at Leicester. Ruben Loftus-Cheek was at right wing back in for a sick Reece James. Enzo Fernandez, Kovacic was a pivot. Then you saw João Felix, Mykhailo Mudryk, as well as Kai Havertz up top. So just to kind of give you a game flow of how it all happened, I mean, Chelsea in the beginning were a little shaky. Weren't able to really connect 2 passes. Leicester did a really good job of winning the ball back. There were a couple of horrifying refereeing decisions that I just don't know anymore what we're going to do about it. You never know what you're going to get on a day-to-day basis. There's no uniformed rules, and it's kind of frustrating because there was 1 red card on Leicester City, but there probably could have been at least 2 more. So what are we going to get? We don't know on a day-to-day basis. So it makes it all difficult to kind of really judge, who's a good ref and who's a bad ref, because we don't really know that there's any standards. So Chelsea all of a sudden kind of turn it on and are playing well. They get their first goal. Now, this first goal was off of a kind of a second chance set piece. Ball swung in, I believe, by Koulibaly, and Chilwell with just a wonderful technique is able to catch it on the volley and sneak it to the right of Danny Ward, who I don't think was really ready for it, but nevertheless, Chelsea get on the board, and things are going good. They're playing good football. Kai Havertz plays a beautiful pass into João Felix, and João Felix hits it off the post. He just can't seem to get out of his own way in terms of that, but he gets it off the post, which I thought João played really good. He got yanked at halftime for Gallagher. I think Potter maybe saw that the midfield was getting overran a little bit, needed to provide a little bit more strength in the midfield, so he gets taken off. João Felix eventually scores one that we think is a goal, but of course you have to wait 10 seconds before you celebrate any goal at Chelsea because it was waved offside. Nevertheless, after that, Leicester go ahead and equalize on a really, really great shot by Patson Daka. João Felix needs to do a better job of getting it out of the area. Then we talk about the second goal, which was beautiful. I mean, this is why you sign a guy like Enzo Fernandez to play that slick little chip ball over to Kai Havertz, who calmly puts it in and is seemingly starting to feel himself now that he has scored in 2 consecutive games, and he played just as good as he did against Dortmund. Creativity, physicality. I mean, you've always noticed that Kai plays better in the second half of the season, and this was relatively what we saw from his time at Leverkusen. We kind of hoped that it would stop at that point. Nevertheless, Chelsea go ahead, get their second goal, and they really just kind of put the stranglehold on the game after that. There were a couple shaky moments in the second half, but they looked so good. Mykhailo Mudryk went ahead and got another chance on goal, celebrated and all. It was quite funny. but it was waved offside. They never really showed us, at least on the U.S. television, how close it was. It didn't seem to be too far offside. Nevertheless, Mudryk avoided 007 by getting on the assist column. A really nice header off of a nice pass from Enzo, a nice pass from Kai. Mudryk did the only thing that he could was put it on a plate for Kovacic, and Kovacic had to adjust a little bit, but he rocketed it home, and it was 3-1, and Chelsea finished like that. The substitutes, Pulisic came in. He kind of gave the ball away right away. He doesn't look not match fit, but he doesn't look like he's used to playing at this point. Conor Gallagher, like I said, came in for João Felix in the 45th minute, and I appreciate his role because he comes in and provides a little bit of stability, a little bit of bite. In the midfield, Carney Chukwuemeka got on the field as well, which was awesome to see. Not too much from him. He had one shot that got blocked, but just showing up in good positions and, just got to get him some game experience. Trev came in. They did switch to a back four. When Trev and Pulisic came in, Chilwell and Loftus-Cheek came out. So Cucurella moved to a conventional left back. And Badiashile came in as well in that position. So they were able to manage pretty well in switching to the back four, which was a decision that Potter had to make, I think, based off of the subs and how the game was kind of flowing. So overall, this is the best type of game to talk about when everybody just goes and does their job. I can go up and down this list, and I don't think there's one player where I could be like they had a bad game or they didn't do their job. And that's what we want. We don't expect 10 out of 10 performances every time. And I think that's so critical for the players and everybody to know that we don't expect that. But we just want you to go out there and do your role. Everybody makes mistakes on the field, and people get that. But limit them in crucial situations. Make the right pass, keep the ball moving, be aggressive when need to, be advantageous of the positioning that you can, and just go out there and win. I mean, once this thing gets rolling, as it starts to seem like it is, we got, now we have a week off. We play Everton, the late game on Saturday at Stamford Bridge. I mean, we can keep this thing rolling. We're 5 points off of 5th place. I don't think Champions League is going to be obtainable through the league, but to get Europa League through all this would probably not be the worst situation. I mean, you're going to have players that are going to want to play in Europe still, and I would consider that ahead of schedule when you're talking about the rebuild that Chelsea is in. So I think that would be good to go for. There's a couple teams in between that have a game in hand, but, Liverpool lost today. Brentford lost today. Brighton drew today. If Arsenal at this point, maybe we're cheering for them to take down Fulham at Craven Cottage, that would be fantastic because that just helps us get closer to European places, which in my opinion, that's where a club like us needs to be. So if it is the Europa League next year, so be it. I don't really buy into the fact of, okay, maybe it's good to take a year off for the league. I think we need to be playing as many games as possible. We got to get this squad rolling. We're going to have a lot of people still next year despite that. And we're going to have players that expect to play in European competition. So as far as I can see it, I think Europa League should be the goal. If it was the Conference League, maybe I'm not as excited about that. But if we keep it rolling, who knows who can stop us? And maybe we do win the Champions League and we qualify for that way. So I don't know, but it's all good vibes right now over at Chelsea, and I think everybody is happy. The players seem happy, and it's a good performance. But what does it constitute? Consistency. And I think Potter said, well, there's so many moving pieces here and there, here and there. Even though maybe I want to chop and change as the game may look at it, but maybe the team just needs a little bit of, okay, I know I'm going to be in this position. I know I'm going to be in the back three. Enzo and Kovacic are really forming a nice partnership, then you're going to add Conte into the mix. So there's a lot that can happen here over the next 3 to 4 weeks that can really be change a lot for this club. But we got to stick by them. We got to continue to give them support. And I think that this is going to be a special end of the season that's going to be exciting for us as a group because we're expecting it now. We've won 3 in a row. Let's keep it going. My personal favorite moment of the game, I think, was Mudryk getting his first assist. you just really think that that can maybe push a player to say, wow, okay, let's see how far we can take this. Let's keep it going. I get it. I get the vibes now. I kind of worry about his assimilation into the squad, but you know, when you have guys like Ben Chilwell in the locker room, Reece James, people that are welcoming and will get this guy, you know, a young kid coming to the biggest league in the world, with a huge price tag, it's a lot of pressure, but to get that first assist is a big one. So he looked good, and I hope that he continues to get some playing time, because he could be a really important part of this season, and he's surely going to be a great, huge portion of next year. He's going to be a big part of that. So as always, people, please go ahead, like, subscribe, follow the video. You don't know how much it means. It's everything to me to get this channel up and boosted. Thank you so much again for all your support. If you want to go ahead and follow me at CFCDP1 on Twitter, that would be awesome. All right, guys. Thank you.